Good morning, this is EdSets. Today we're going to talk about the BlueStreak, and we're going to show you how to take the pocket out, how to install everything, and it's a pretty simple thing to do. We're going to show you the module, the 12-volt power connector, and the wired remote in this first segment. Okay, so we've got the left pocket out, and what we're looking at right now are two little connectors, okay, that are on all gold wings. The one on the left here, you see a little pointer there. That's Sandy. She's poking in there, and this is the auxiliary input, okay. And your bike should have come with one, and if it didn't, you can get one from Honda or whatever. But this is where the audio is going to go from the BlueStreak when we install it, okay. And now next door, okay, this is a power connector, and all the gold wings have one of those too. And what I did was I went down and I made a triple. You can see that I've got three braided ones there, and what that really lets me do is I've got one for the GPS, and then I got a couple of spare ones there that Sandy's showing you right now. So that's pretty much it for the things that we're going to be using in here. Now there's one other thing I want to look at, and so we're going to have Sandy take her hand out, and I'm going to bend over and pull up, if I can, our mic splitter. And this is the mic splitter that we put on her bike a couple of years ago, and we're going to keep that because that works with the BlueStreak. And what it does is it provides a voice signal so the BlueStreak can hear what you're saying and send it on over to the phone when you're talking to somebody on the phone. So that's the reason for having the mic splitter. So inside the pocket there, what you may want to do eventually, if your bike has any electrical noise, is use the electrical connections gear to clean up these two things here. The on the left side, the auxiliary input, okay. Sometimes you know, you'll get a little bit of noise of signal there from other things on the bike, GPSs and things like that, ground loops if you've got bad grounds and stuff like that. So you can get one from Lewis at Electrical Connection that'll clean all that up, and the same thing for the power connector. And we don't have those yet. We were too lazy to order them yesterday, so we're gonna pretend we've got them, and they're very easy to put in. So you might, if you're thinking about getting a BlueStreak, go ahead and order those items. You'll find them in the instructions on edsets.com. It tells you the part numbers and everything that you need, okay. And so that's it for now, and we're going to move on to something else here in just a second. Okay, before we go any further, we're going to take a look at the BlueStreak itself. You've probably seen pictures of it or already on one of our web pages. And you see there on the top left side, there's a power connector. And Sandy, if you'll set aside there, I will be doing, go ahead and grab one of those and show how it plugs in, if you would. very complex operation there. And now that now we've got power to the BlueStreak. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take that off now. I just wanted to show you how it was going to plug in. And the reason we're going to pull it out is because in a few minutes we're going to put the bin, I guess you call it, on the left pocket back in, and we're going to have some wires going in, some wires coming out. We'll explain all that. Very simple, actually. And so we'll switch over here just in a second. Okay, right here Sandy has found the auxiliary cable, and back in the day we usually ran that over to the GPS. Show the other end of that, Sandy, if you would, please. And that's the stereo 3.5 millimeter. Try to get that thing focused. There we go. And those are the two ends of the auxiliary input. Okay, so Sandy, keep that up if you would a second. Notice there's a little bubble or a little rubber there. You may or may not have one of those, but that's okay. So this is how we're going to plug in a few minutes. And the reason we're not plugging anything in yet is because when we get the actual bin, we're going to have a hole for stuff going in and a hole for stuff going out, and hopefully they'll be the same place. Okay, so usually an old cigarette lighter hole or something like that would work. And I found out if you really don't want to tear up your thing by holding up your bin by drilling a hole in it, you can buy one pretty inexpensively, from Big Bike Parts, something like that. And then you can just exchange it out when you get ready to sell the bike or whatever. Okay, but the auxiliary input is going to go now, instead of the GPS, it's going to go into the BlueStreak module. Okay, so it's a different little animal, but not too bad. So we'll look at that in just a second. Okay, this is the wired remote that you're looking at, and you notice the rubber hose just to the left there. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide that up underneath, and it's going to come out right out here, and you'll be surprised how easy this is to do. So I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to put it on kind of wide screen here, and then you'll see how I'm going to put this in. So, Sandy, if I can come around there. First thing I'm going to do is, we're still recording, I hope. We're going to slide this right in there. You can kind of see where I'm putting it. And you should already be able to feel it there. And there we go. So those are the two ends of the wired remote. And most of the time, I think, you'll want to mount this thing right over here. Sandy, I'm going to switch around with you there. what I like to do is to mount this one right here, because while you're driving, you'll notice that you know, it's very handy right there. You know, you can keep your throttle handle on the other side and mount this with some dual lock or something like that, and you won't lose it, because if you use dual lock, I've got a piece on my bike that's been there for gosh, since 2002. Yeah, so it's not going anywhere. And on the other side of that, okay, what we'll do is we'll take a look down here now, and you remember in the last segment there we had these two plugged in. Well, now that we've got this we've got this end now and plugged it in, okay, now the installation is actually basically finished, although there's a couple things you want to do instead of this, which we're going to pull all the wires out again and show you how to put them in the left pocket, okay, and we'll do that just in a second here after we get together. Okay, one little bit here. We're showing you the BlueStreak, and if you notice on the right side, zoom in a little bit there, we've got two plugs plugged in. The one on the bottom is the audio out, and that's where all your sound comes from your cell phone, and you know, the music and stuff like that you're streaming. And then the next one in the middle there is the microphone input that comes from the mic splitter, okay, and that's how your voice gets into the BlueStreak and goes on over to the Bluetooth cell phone. And then we've got one other hole there, and that hole is going to be for the remote control, and we're going to show you that remote control here in just a second. Okay, so first step to really finishing off the installation is we take the BlueStreak and put it inside the bin. This is a very, very, very crucial and highly technical thing. Go ahead, Sandy, show them how it's done. Ah, there we go. All right, step one finished. There's one thing that I wanted to mention to all the riders out there that have been asking. When you have the BlueStreak in, it takes the auxiliary input all for itself. And if you want to use your GPS, your Garmin GPS, for satellite directions, you wouldn't be able to do that really, because we're already using the auxiliary. But this little box here, the Amplirider, is a small mixer, and I've been using one for a long time, and it lets me split the input 3 ways. Okay, so if you look at this on the left, you could say N1 would be the BlueStreak module, okay, End number 2 would be your GPS, and the third one might be a XM radio or something like that. Anything that makes noise. So that's pretty much it. And I think if you find this will be really handy, and when you put all those units like that together, you have so many options. You probably can find happiness somewhere. Okay, so with that, we'll sign off here and get on to the finish of this little video. Thank you very much. Now here's the other 3 wires, plugs I should say, that go in, and Sandy's holding the wired remote on the right side, the auxiliary, and then the little microphone 2.5 millimeter plug up there at the top. And what she's going to do is slide those inside the other way, into the left pocket.
And mine's operating.
There we go. And now she's just going to plug them all in. And basically that finishes the installation. Not too bad, I don't think. And after you've done it a couple dozen times, you can probably make $1 million installing these for your customers and your friends. But seriously speaking, pretty easy install, not too much trouble. And we repurposed the auxiliary. Oh, well, yeah. Sandy, why don't you go ahead and plug in to one of my 3 connectors there for power. There we go. And now, if you'll hold up the other end where I can see the power LED. Right here. There we go. And we'll turn the and there's the BlueStreak waking up, looking for your cell phone. And that's pretty much all there is to it, to getting the thing installed and paired up with your phone. So take a look at the instructions. There's a lot more information there. And anything that doesn't come to mind or you can't figure out, we're always here. So give us a call. And we appreciate you listening. And thanks for your patronage all over the years. We love what we do, and we think you do too. So thanks much, and we'll see you later. Bye.